Hello and good evening to all the viewers. Welcome back to one more video lecture series from Global Associates. I'm Mohammed Ashik Khan, Principal Consultant and the Managing Partner of the Global Associates. Today I'm planning to take up a topic on consolidation, another aspect that is on non-controlling interest, the valuation of non-controlling interest. Let's look into the topic now. Valuation of NCI. Now, according to the new accounting standard, which is IFRS 3, they have brought up a discussion on how to value NCI. So, however, NCI has been valued in two different scenarios before IFRS 3 and after IFRS 3. So, prior to IFRS 3, how NCI is valued, and post IFRS 3, how NCI is valued. Here it is actually a conventional method. What they do here is actually you take up the number of shares, number of shares. Number of shares of the subsidiary and multiplied by the NCI ownership percentage. This is how the prior to IFRS 3, how NCI has been valued. However, the new IFRS 3, the IFRS 3 has brought up a new discussion. What is the discussion actually? They came up with two new methods. One method, they said, what you do is you take a lump sum valuation as arrived at the time of negotiation. At the time of negotiation. This is one method. So, what I mean by that, for example, let's say there's a company X investing in company Y. Company X have invested 80% and the remaining 20% of the shares belong to NCI shareholders. Then, what is the value we should be using for NCI when calculating the goodwill? So, this valuation that we are doing actually in arriving the value for goodwill. So, in the calculation of goodwill, you may remember from my other video lecture, otherwise, please refer that video lecture. We need to take the fair value of purchase consideration, we will take it, and we also need to take the fair value of NCI. We need to take the fair value of NCI. Here, this value, the value here, what value we should be placing in. So one method is that prior to the revised or new IFRS 3, you will be using the percentage of net asset of the subsidiary, This was the old method. The new method, as I said, you take the lump sum. So what I mean lump sum is that from the subsidiaries net asset, you arrive for the total of 20% ownership. What is the total value we could place in? That was a negotiation will be resulting at the time of acquisition of the subsidiary. So that is what I mean lump sum. Or what we do is we take the market price. We take the market price of NCI at the date of acquisition. Actually, market price of subsidiary shares for NCI at the date of acquisition. At the date of acquisition. Suppose, let's say the market price of the subsidiary share capital is 3.5 and the ownership of NCI is 20% and there are 1 million shares. Then the calculation for NCI will be 3.5 into 20% into 1 million shares into the per share. So that's it. So how we do this? Let's work it out. 3.5 into 20% into 1 million shares. So 700,000. The 700,000 will be the value for NCI. This is what you need to place in here. So to place in here, there are three possibilities. One, old method, percentage of net asset of the subsidiary. Second, lump sum. Third, share price at acquisition. Thank you very much for watching this video and await for my other videos, and please do like my YouTube channel, subscribe it, also press the bell button in order to get more notification and related to technical video topics for your educational and financial reporting purposes. Thanks a lot.